Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Again, flying out, rifle in hand, catches 1, 2, 3. Oh no! Spectre is right on top placement. If there's a double kill that comes in from Cozy, can get to the EMP inside. Oh my God! No! It's a 5, 4, 3.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hello, everybody. This is F. Lipinski. Welcome to the stream. Apparently, map number 1 had some technical problems. It is fully recorded, and it will get a playback on the original video or on the VOD after the match is over. But unfortunately, you have missed map number 1. Map number 1 scoreboard. For some reason, it's not there. We're going to go ahead and update it. Or somehow it just... Okay. We'll fix that in a second. Map number 1 was 4-1 Spectre LC. I'm going to go ahead and fix some of this real quick. There we go. 4-1. This is season 16, week 1, first cast of the match, and first cast of the season. As you can tell, it's been going fantastic. For those who are watching back the video, we're hopping into map number 2, and for those of you who are watching this live, welcome to the stream. So far, LatinForce has been playing very strong this series. We are going to go ahead and hop into round number 1 of map 2, which is USS Quest here. We're going to see how this team plays. They're definitely a fast team, all about utility, all about playing as a group, pushing objective. So this is the map that they want to play as. As you can tell, this is the new USS Quest. New and improved. Some flashes coming out. Mexicano almost gets taken out by Dark Voyagers, but doesn't. NPC John takes him out instead. So far, any kind of push coming in through red alley is going to get shut down. Places does get flashed as well. Right now, no smokes on the objective. But here's one coming from Dark Voyager. NPC John is also crouch walking up the catwalk. I think it's going to get shut down by Resolution here, and it does. Resolution with the kill. After this round, we will play some highlights back of map number 1 as well. Lucky for me, that was actually going to be something you guys can see. Oh, and Places gets Dark Voyager. And he gets death with a double kill. Oh boy, all right. Replays are having an issue there. We're gonna forget about that for a little bit. Window all on his own in a 1v4. So far, Spectre LC have not responded well to slow behavior against teams. Usually playing better when teams are pushing against them and running and gunning, but for those who are holding lines and waiting for Spectre LC to come to them, they have not been winning those gunfights. This place is going to throw... Ooh, nice headshot.
How much do you think the new jiggle peeking rule is affecting some of the play we're seeing on USS Quest?
Oh, definitely. Definitely going to be affecting that. I think jiggle peeking in the past has just been like an advantage for those who play fast and who've played on small maps. So this is finally giving those teams who are much more stronger on large scale maps the advantage, or not the advantage, but more of an even playing field on these smaller maps. I do like how these are like the ship has like Legos on the map and like jacks from an actual like game of jacks. What's hilarious is my team would call them jacks, like, because that's kind of what they were. They were like jack barricades, concrete ones, but now they're actual jacks, so it's even better. Round number 2. Well,
Spectre
orange
LC
glow
is
sticks.
really going to have to get some momentum here. It's been a number of rounds they
Oh,
seem to have
beautiful
lost
smoke.
that initial momentum they had.
It's a beautiful smoke onto that objective, but they're not using it to run into it. They're using it, I think, as more of a distraction, and Dark Voyager gets the first kill here onto Places. We do have one Argentino coming in against access denied. Wow. Down go quite a few from LatinForce, all up to Argentino now.
Rendell never confirms this body, but I don't think with 5 minutes we could possibly see a rotation.
Oh, perfect smoke onto access. And an even better flash. As you can tell, access is panicking. Oh, and a great kill from Argentino. Now it's a 1v4 Grenades coming out. That's going to get Argentino. And it does. Dark Voyager with the final kill. The replay's still not working, unfortunately. Let's also not forget there are some new things added to this map. Not just objects, but let's take a look here. Look at this little thing, little hallway throughout the bridge. Not very realistic to what it actually would be on a ship, but that's because this is a toy ship. Toy ships aren't real. They're fake. Just like the layouts on the inside. So that's definitely going to change this pace up a little bit. And the whole play style of this map are those two hallways specifically. It is 1-1. Spectre LC did get their first point after losing 5 consecutive points. Round number 3, map 2.
The revamp of this map is really, I think, going to have a toll on both teams here, especially with the Marsoc. A lot of the Marsoc plays you would normally do are kind of thrown for a loop, especially if you don't take control of that far left side to prevent any crossover.
Yeah. We have Death taking the new passage across the bridge into the red room. And grenade gonna fall short. Argentino picks up NPC John. Access is gonna try to get some utility maybe out onto Mexicano, possibly a flash.
You definitely see this jiggle peeking rule taking effect with Dark Voyager. He peeked once and then didn't get the information he needed.
Great flash, gets both Mexicano and Argentino. Access denied though. Not prepared for... Oh, and the C4 kill from Mexicano. Wow. And that's why you save it. Mexicano too short though to get the kill onto Access.
Seems like
that's going to be
Resolution might
unfortunate.
come in and help there. Wendell's coming in quick.
Oh no. But yep, Resolution's going to be there for the refrag. Try to balance this out to still advantage onto LatinForce. Does he know that Wendell was even there? Oh no, the grenade! Oh, just barely misses Resolution. We still have Death trying to play it slow.
The LatinForce group, yet again, they're showing that almost a lot of what you see from a Diamond and a Master team. Patient, even towards the end when there's just a few, to just hold those few positions they have. And trust that their teammates are covering the necessary angles.
Oh man, another C4 kill from Places onto Death. C4 is hurting this team. All up to Window again. Window plays a lot like me, just lets his team die first before it does anything. No one's there yet, Wendell. You got 3 minutes, 35 seconds to do something here.
The composure of a defense at this point is super critical. I've seen so many 1v3s and 1v4s happen, and it all comes down to, can this defense maintain composure towards the end?
A great smoke right where Wendell's gonna try to peek. Narrows down the visibility line for Places and gets another kill. That's how many kills for Places? 5. Wow. 2-1 for LatinForce.
Places really living up to his name there.
Yeah, he's everywhere. He's at that place, this place, another place.
And not to mention he has 5 kills.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got place 5. Maybe place means kill in Spanish. No, I know it doesn't. I just
maybe it could be in Latin.
No, I still don't think that's how it works. I think that LatinForce are probably going to take this match. I mean, even if they lose this map here, they're going to take map 3. They're looking really strong this season. They've told me before coming in here that they play very well when there is no jiggling, and you know, this is where they thrive here. This is where they thrive.
Yeah, I will say that the jiggling kind of made areas in which where defense kind of you almost never expect a defense to lose certain angles. The jiggling just allowed for defenses to completely make that impossible.
Yeah.
Or I should say the offenses. The offenses were able to push angles that typically you would never be able to push on offense because the defense just has such a huge advantage.
Right. It's like it came down to pre-firing perfectly. Wendell does
So
get the first down on the
We're going to see a
places.
lot.
Oh
We're going to see a
my.
lot more intricate Marsoc plays because you can't just rely on a repetitive jiggle to get information.
Right. Curious to see what LatinForce's plan is on this objective. It's going to be a tough one to attack, being all the way in the south part of the ship. Never easy.
They seem to be taking the same approach as they did for Quarantine. Kind of play it slow at the beginning, try to get picks and information.
Yep. I think grenades are going to be very useful. Grenades and flashbangs. Smokes, not so much. Not on this one. But
There's just so many lanes. Typically, smokes are useful for cutting off lanes, but with the numerous amount of angles that any one of these defenders could be playing, they're almost useless.
ooh, Wendell's going to possibly peek here. And Resolution with the kill. Wendell not ready for that. 4v4. Argentina almost gets taken out by C4. Oh, and the grenade gets Argentino. No one there for the refrag. See now. Oh, and then friendly flash onto Access. Now, if LatinForce had someone on on Argentino, that would have been an easy kill on Access because Access got up and started running way too prematurely. If there's anyone else nearby, he would have gotten picked off. Resolution with the refrag onto death after losing the Vero. Mexicano trapping in. Access gets the kill. That's a 2v2. Callouts from Access.
I'm really surprised that we haven't seen the tunnels used yet. We could have seen a pretty easy flank from Access.
Yeah, not used that much yet. Ooh, NPC John picks off Resolution, so now it's all up to Mexicano. Mexicano definitely heard NPC John. I think they know he's at the red Lego. Dark Voyager gonna get the possible shot off. I don't know. He's rotating into a not so great position. This is tough for Mexicano here. Oh, and Dark Voyager's rotating.
Kind of give his position up as well with those shots.
Mm-hmm. Mexicano needs to rotate out of there. Because if Dark Voyager flanks him, he doesn't stand a chance.
Dark Voyager's taking kind of an off angle here. I think if Mexicano pushes up, Voyager's got a really good angle.
Yeah. Now, what Mexicano's doing right now is he has an idea of where they're at. But if he waits long enough in the same spot, he knows Spectre LC is going to have to rotate. Because they're going to get impatient. They're going to get antsy. They're going to want to know what's happening. How many are actually left, you know?
And I do think that is a good
sound.
indication and kind of a comparison you'll see between a Diamond team and a team that's just a little bit below.
Right, gold, yeah.
The paranoia that you see. How do they handle that paranoia at the end?
I think that's a question that everyone's trying to wonder is what kind of division is Spectre LC going to be this season? Are they going to be Diamond? Are they going to be Gold? Where are they going to fit? And, you know, right now, many are probably going to say that they're Gold based off of how they're playing against LatinForce. But keep in mind, LatinForce is arguably a Master Division team that just unluckily made it down into Diamond from last season. And with there being no jiggles for this next season, Season 16, I think they're definitely going to make it back up into Master easily.
Mexicano was able to rotate in the small time period that Voyager wasn't watching the angle, and I think this is where we started to see it get really interesting. Mm-hmm. Voyager's position is completely useless now that he's made that cross.
Yeah. Unless Voyager rotates again and checks the angle that Mexicano might cross here, I don't think it's going to happen. I think Dark Voyager's like, all right, I'm committed. I'm watching this angle. He can't get past me. I got this. And now it's little does he know he's too slow. Mexicano.
One thing to say about the Spectre LC group is they are somewhat a new group. It is not the same team that it was the previous season. So maybe with a little bit of time, a few matches, some mistakes made, we might see them kind of bounce back.
Yeah. This right here is going to cost Mexicano. Oh my, what?
This is
50
huge.
seconds. Is Mexicano going to clutch it? He's grabbing utility while he can. There's 2 flashes on him. He could cap this, theoretically, if he's quick enough.
I think he needs to take that util if he has a smoke, just cut off an angle that Voyager cannot possibly see, and then wait for the paranoia to kick in for a free kill.
Yeah.
But Voyager's in a great position. He's gonna know where this util's coming from.
Oh, did that flash get him? No, it didn't.
And I don't think Mexicano didn't.
Man, the rotate from Dark Voyager got him so lucky because those other flashes would have easily gotten him.
Absolutely.
Good defense from Spectre LC there. I mean, they played it patient. NPC John a little bit more. But
I think they kind of proved us wrong, especially in that round, playing it, not letting the paranoia affect their gameplay.
Right. Wow, they're hopping already into the next round. They are wasting absolutely no time here. Hopping into round number 5.
Not very often you see that. Typically teams do at least 30 seconds, at least a minute of planning. To go right in is definitely
not 5 seconds.
Yeah. And maybe it's partly because the maps changes, and you know they may not have maybe the plans they used before. They're okay with using those same plans in these cases.
Yeah. Resolution pushing up into the center, trying to play aggressive. Meanwhile, you got Argentino watching that red alley. I think the red alley is going to be used a lot more often now this season with this new map change. Not sure what Resolution's going to accomplish here with all those peaks. Pretty aggressive of him, and a flash comes out. Nope, it was a smoke. Not a great... Wait, was it a nade? I thought I saw smoke trail behind it. Interesting.
I think Resolution is just in a really bad position now and super susceptible to dying.
Oh, if he gets access, he does. That's a big pickup because that's going to shut down any cap attempts likely from Spectre LC. I don't know if they're going to go for any on this one. Wendell almost gets picked off by Mexicano, and he's going to take advantage of him not peeking by pushing up this catwalk here. Callouts are coming out from Mexicano. John's gonna hear this, and John gets taken out through the letter blocks. It's a 4v3, 4v2.
Mexicano's position is going to be really critical now.
Oh, the C4! How did the C4 get him? Wow! What a play! Another C4 kill. All up to Dark Voyager here. Navarro not able to spot him, but Mexicano still up. Place is gonna spot him, trying to shoot him through the. Wait, is that penetrable now? Can you shoot through the cargo containers? I think you can.
It's a very questionable rotation by Mexicano. If Voyager just kind of is really aggressive here and gets the picks, this could be a cap opportunity.
What? You're kidding me! Another C4. That's 2 rounds we've seen double C4 kills.
This group and their ability to throw C4s is in my experience, unparalleled to any other group.
Yeah, it's
Not
like...
only do they throw them with what seems to be precision accuracy, they are resulting in kill time after time.
It's like they're like the James Boak of C4 throws.
Wow.
James Boak's grenade throws, but it's for C4s. That's
That's
insane.
only because James Boak has not ever seen my grenade throws.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. James Boak, he built. You know how he builds all those gun stocks. He has a secret. He has a secret Boak stock that's specifically for throwing grenades. It's like a catapult grenade thing. It's ridiculous. He's got a what's it called? He's got like a a mortar chart next to his stock that tells him the degree of how high he needs to aim at what nautical direction, and he's like, boom, grenade. I don't know. I'm gonna shut up. That was drawn on too long. I think LatinForce, it's gonna be a tough one to attack here. I mean, they've been holding these defensive rounds really well. It's just their Marsoc that they're struggling on a little bit. Round number
Spectre,
6.
At the end of the day, Spectre's kind of in the same situation that LatinForce was initially, in that they have to win a Marsoc round. And
Right.
it seems like LatinForce is not going to give them any leeway when it comes to this.
Some early utility coming out. Oh, wow. How did it just get saved by that rail? Perfectly thrown. More smoke on objective. Oh, pretty good smoke. Blocking Windows' line of sight a little bit there. More grenades. I like Access's spot, though. That's a new spot inside those blocks. But Resolution's kind of expecting it, it seems, with his line of sight. More utility. Oh, that smoke was just a second too late on the Dark Voyager. Trying to toss it back, but decides to throw a grenade instead. It's a 5v3. LatinForce, nope, gets another kill. 4v3. Spectre LC with the advantage. Access gonna have to hold that angle. Does Place see him? I don't know if he does. Hard to tell. Shots on the NPC John. Access is going to peak Resolution here. Oh, and a fantastic flash on a Resolution. Oh! The pre-fire kill from Resolution while flashed! What a play! Access has got to be upset with himself after that. What a flash kill from Resolution.
Death rotating, and they did see that rotation.
Oh, and Window with a good shot onto Places. It is a
Seems like
2v3.
Window is going to be oblivious to Resolution sneaking up those side steps.
It's possible.
If Resolution could get a pick, he might be able to duck behind the boxes without John shooting.
Mm-hmm.
However, Death
Oh.
is kind of close now.
Yeah, Death is rotating. Resolution's gonna get the kill on the
And
Window. He's only
there it
down
is.
though.
The down's really going to hurt Resolution there.
And there's that flash. That's gonna hurt him even more. And now his butt's sticking through the blocks. Oh, he got lucky. He's not peeking it anymore. NPC John's not pushing it. The C4! Oh my goodness!
Oh man.
Wow,
these
that was
C4s
a
are
far
insane.
C4 throw. Wow.
It seems like this might be the meta this season, C4 throws.
Yeah, Window's got 8 kills. Incredible. And Dark Voyager was 7. Wow. They're really
This
carrying the
potentially
team.
is the match point. If Spectre can't pull the win on Marsoc here,
Yeah.
that will finalize the win for
Series.
LatinForce.
Yeah, this is a series point here for sure. I mean, LatinForce are pretty consistent on these kills. I mean, 6 kills Places, 6 kills Resolution, 5 kills Argentino. Like, it's pretty balanced, while all the kills from Spectre LC are essentially going to Dark Voyager and Window. I think with this next objective, it's a pretty... I don't know. I wouldn't say it's that easy. I would say it's kind of middle of the road of the difficulty on how easy it is to defend it. I think if you put 2 people near catwalk, one on objective, and then 2 on the right side near red room, you'll be able to hold this objective, no problem. But it's going to be tough, especially if Spectre LC just go smoke crazy and push the center and pray for the best. It's going to be a tough one. What do you think Spectre LC can do to win this round?
I think they should kind of adopt the strategy that LatinForce has been using, and there's so much time in these rounds, and especially with a map that plays as quick as this one does, to slow that down initially and try to play for that pick, but then once that happens, capitalize that moment to try to have a util play At this point, it seems like what ends up happening to the Spectral LC group is they do have a very quick initial push, which results in multiple of them getting kicked off.
Right. That's exactly what's
And
happening.
it's really hurting them. It's really hurting them. At that point, then they're having to rely on some almost a crazy play from the people that are left in order to be able to pull off a win.
Yep. Let's see what Spectre LC can do on this final round, round number 7. What could be series point for the first match, Spectre LC versus LatinForce.
And this is the first match.
Oh,
of
wow.
Season
Oh,
16.
wow. Oh, my gosh. That grenade was so close from places. Almost got 2 off the bat. Man, that would have been a start.
That was almost so lucky. At the very end, the slight tip.
Yeah.
That would have been a crazy cross map of a grenade.
Wow. The Ultimax. You don't see that often.
Absolutely not.
Wendell trying to
one
get
in
the
a blue
pick onto
container.
Navarro. Does actually
playing
make him
it
revive.
I am interested to see if the group here is going to have any kind of utility play other than just the
Oh,
grenade
getting
throws.
shot through the container from Axis. Oh, Mexicano takes out Access, punishes him, and gets the refrag. He's like, you don't kill Navarro like that. That's a dirty kill. Shooting him through the container. Argentino might be the first to actually use that tunnel flank from Red Room.
We're almost seeing this played a lot like Cargo's played in the sense that the plan is to try to throw as many grenades as you can and hope for the best.
I don't know about you. That's not what I do on Cargo. I don't just throw it wherever and hope for the best. I have very specific spots I throw my grenades.
Oftentimes, from this perspective, they do look random, but yes, this is a good point. Most of the time, they are not random, and they are being thrown in specific places. That's a huge
Minus one
pick.
cat, minus one cat.
I'd say it's more so they have an idea of where they want it to be thrown. They just miss. They're not good at it. They suck, you know?
They don't have that James Boak grenade throw down yet.
Yeah. James Boak is on a whole other
Which-
level.
By the end of the season, will be an I am back grenade approach. And I will
Okay.
definitely take
Okay.
over.
Yeah, join a team first, okay, buddy?
This is fair point. This is fair point.
Maybe you can get Boak to mentor you,
Absolutely.
teach you the ways.
I imagine at that point he wouldn't be that upset about it either. He could take
Yeah.
all the credit.
Ooh, Wendell might get a kill on the places here. Oh, ooh, just
Very
barely
interesting
missing
crawling
places.
tactics.
It's a 3v2. 3 minutes remaining.
gotta be a
LatinForce with the
hard-
advantage.
It's got to be a hard shot to hit when laying down with place head glitching the top of the Lego. You
Yeah,
almost have to look up while laying down. It's got to be a difficult shot.
I think Wendell might be the next one to get lost in the sauce here. He's got just the perfect amount of Lego covering him, but if Places gets any glimpse of him, like he, ooh, does he spot him? Oh no, but Resolution does instead. It was close enough. I said Wendell was the next one down. Now Death, all on his own, just all
Pretty
on
much
his
an
way up.
impossible 1v3, and Resolution's peeking it, but not quite enough.
Yeah, well, he's doing the smart move. He's peeking as much as he needs to, as long as he knows
Absolutely.
that no one's gonna peek, like stand up and get a kill onto his teammates. That's what matters. At this point, though, I would probably check where Death is. I don't know. You
But
might
I
spot
think
him
this
here.
is where the single jiggle peek is really useful. You can get that information of where that player's at.
Yep, and that's it for you. That is the series. LatinForce wins the first casted match of season 16 week 1, the semi-casted match, that is. I mean, match 1 was not live. It will be on recording and posted with the rest of the video. But what a great first match. I mean, Spectre LC, they're going to take that loss pretty hard. I know they came into this really confident, which how can you argue that? No matter who you're playing against, you have to come in here with confidence and believe that you can win. And if you don't believe that you can win, then you won't win. So it's going to be a tough loss for them. We'll see what they do for map 3, if they can get at least one map under their belt here to possibly redeem themselves. Any last second notes? I am back before we hop into an ad break.
Yeah, I think that maybe there's something that a lot of other teams might pull from this, and that is this map, especially with the new rules and kind of its new layout, might start to become a very Volk-heavy map.
Yeah.
And I mean, it could be entirely that the Spectre LC group didn't have much of a proper util usage, but it also could equally be said that maybe it's starting to become a very Volk-heavy map like Downfall.
Correct. Well, we third map is going to be Snow Peak. We're going to go ahead and hop into an ad break while everyone gets ready for the next map, and we'll come back right before they start.
There's Taquito again, flying out, rifle in hand, catches 1, 2, 3. Oh no! Spectre is right on top, wasted. And there's a double kill that comes in from Cozy.
Righty, now we are going to be hopping into Snow Peak, the first round of map number 3. This is going to be LatinForce's map pick. And we have the, I don't know, what would you call this objective? I usually just call it like Northern Warehouse, Storage House objective. What would you call it? I am back.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna default to what you call it here. I don't specifically think I have a great name for this. Especially with you having more experience on this, I definitely would have to default to your naming.
Yeah. All right, well, that's fine. We'll call it North Warehouse Objective, or kill Room, as some might call it. We do have Chelino kind of going through Horseshoe, trying to get any early aggression picks from Spectre LC. And so far, Death's got a pretty meta position, holding down this angle. A lot of people expect it, and depending on how Chelino might take this route, he might get the first kill here onto Death. Depends on how quick he plays. He looks like he's playing pretty slow. Maybe not. Maybe Death might get a kill first. We'll see. Although Death is rotating out of this position, and they're playing super tight on objective. Look at that.
Yeah, because they're bitches, bro.
You could definitely see the LatinForce group
Yeah.
not necessarily expecting this extremely tight defense. They're gonna end up, what I think, spending quite a bit of time just trying to get the zone control just around the objective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think LatinForce are playing it smart. You have to clear everything around the objective before going in. That includes Horseshoe. That includes the north tunnel that goes into like the big tunnel objective. That includes the little barrels outside of the storage room, the north alley, the lake, even the warehouse all the way at the north side of the lake. You have to clear all that out first. If you don't, it's probably gonna cost you. Mexicano might be C4. Yep, I knew it. There is a C4.
I'm very surprised to see them play this way, especially from previous experiences in scrims. This is kind of a entirely change of pace from what they were doing.
Yeah, no, I think Spectre LC are getting tired. They're sitting on objective now, and they don't normally play like that. Is Argentino gonna see the C4? No.
I have to say the defensive positions being played here are
There it
pretty
is.
much the very common positions that you play inside.
Oh, and the grenade to confirm Argentino. Oh, and Places is pushing up to that window or that door. Here's the downside of what they're doing. Once LatinForce try to push in, they're not going to be able to see anything. They can't see nothing once they push that, because that smoke's just blinding themselves, and then as soon as they get unblinded, the Volk's already been waiting for you to walk out that smoke, and they're going to shoot you. So it's probably best if you don't smoke the doors as you try to run in. Mexicano does have a whole door to himself. No one's really watching it right now. Grenade comes out. Wendell... What's Wendell watching? I can't even tell. Oh, he's watching the other door.
He's not necessarily watching a lot of different things.
Ooh,
Kind of
Access. Getting punished on that peak. It's a 3v4 now. Yep,
Wendell's now watching the door.
he just said himself, don't get greedy for kills like that. And that's a mistake that Axis is going to have to live with for this round. Hopefully they get the round
I think
win.
that might be kind of the difference from where Axis has been playing the tier division and jumping up to a division like this. You might have gotten away with something like that, and then more importantly, maybe even in that division, it rewards you with a number of kills.
Right.
Outside on your right. Outside on your right.
Oh, Mexicano's peeking. Oh, and he misses. Death does not get the shots on the Mexicano. It's going to allow Mexicano to pop a smoke. Resolution's going to try to peek this door. Does he get John? Oh, he gets John! And he gets Death. The double kill. Can he get Wendell? He doesn't get Wendell, but it allows the rest of his team to push in. Mexicano's not with the rest of his team. It's a 1v2. Wendell does save that round from getting decimated by LatinForce. What is Mexicano doing?
At this point, I think that maybe with the util usage, he's pretty much out of at least his initial ideas, and he's going to have to just
He's
take
scared.
a disadvantage and push in at this point.
Yeah, he's...
Maybe try to loot some bodies. Not too much left he can do.
Yeah, there's
Even
not a lot of
crossing this
time.
door.
He's only got a
The
minute.
door crossing could be a death trap here.
Yeah, Dark Voyager's watching this angle, and from a pretty off-meta position, too. Not one that a lot of people look at, but he's looking away.
Time.
50 seconds.
Seems like they are pretty convinced that he's at that door, but they're going to kind of take those off angles. Dark Voyager's going to take an off angle, not the initial one. And Wendell's kind of watching that backside, and again, what is almost kind of an off angle.
Yep. Mexicano
And
made it inside,
Mexicano's
but...
able to move in. And it seems like Voyager knows, but
Oh, and the good kill from Dark Voyager onto Mexicano, giving Spectre LC the first round point for
it's
map number
interesting that
3.
he didn't even call that out. I didn't hear any call outs. Like, with that distance, you could even just say, hey, he's in, because Wendell didn't have any idea.
I think he probably just assumed, oh, if I could hear him, you could hear him, Wendell, but I don't know. It's a good question. Spectre LC just barely taking that round. I mean, they had the numbers advantage 2-1, but honestly, there was a good moment where I thought LatinForce was taking that round with that push in through the north entrance. We're going to see if LatinForce plays just as tight on objective as Spectre LC, or if they're going to play a little bit more aggressive, take a little bit more cover throughout the map, and try to get some early picks and then rotate back. We'll see what happens. Resolution with that double kill in that that north entrance was really powerful. It definitely helped him out. And then Wendell's shutdown as well onto both Resolution and I think Places with his double kill. Definitely came in handy. Without Wendell, that round definitely would have went to LatinForce.
I think another huge thing there is that it still could have gone to LatinForce, but the coordination was really off with Mexicano not using that commotion to take his push in. Mexicano easily could have potentially had a 2-kill there and finished the round for him.
Because it's Saturday they play.
Instead, he kind of put himself in a very difficult situation where he doesn't really have information of where they're at, and he doesn't have any advantage in terms of commotion or surprise.
No, but we're gonna get around to return on USS, no doubt.
I don't know. He might have died. I
They
don't know.
suck, that's why.
That division is
Spectre LC talking a lot of trash to someone. I don't know who. I couldn't tell, but Death does get a kill on the Mexicano early on. You got to be prepared for that lake spawn. It's a very common early pre-fire. Chileno does take shots on to Access and doesn't get the kill. Dark Voyager instead gets the refrag. That is a big pickup there because Chileno should have at least taken out Access, missing all those shots. Now it's a 3v5. I mean, with the disadvantage in numbers, LatinForce certainly can still hold this objective, being such a powerful diamond team against I guess another half diamond team as well. We'll see how they handle the aggression. Some smoke's coming out. Is that a grenade? That's a flash. Oh, and Places gets 2! What a double kill from Places, pushing out of the smoke with a flash. Picking up 2 players off for Spectre LC, evening out the odds in a 3v3 here. Leaving it up to NPC John, Death 5759, and Windle 12.
I think this is kind of a good thing to point out. Oftentimes, it can be a really bad decision to play on top of another teammate, and I think this is a good example of why. All it takes is just a really good flash, and Place is able to do something like that.
I always tell my team, stagger. You know, you want to be able to always be there for a refrag, but not within utility distance. If you're within utility distance, then you've got to separate yourself more.
Oftentimes, you know, I compare this to like being in a position that you could have a collateral. Well, collateral, oftentimes meaning that the same bullet could kill both of you, but in this case, it's very analogous. If you're close enough with the kill time in this game, if you're within, you know, a half a second reach of that person, it really is something that can end up in what is essentially a collateral.
Yeah. Pick on the NPC John from Argentino. John was just
Very
proning in.
And this has been something John has tried multiple times this match, and I don't think I've seen a scenario in which it's paid off for him.
Yeah. Place is holding a pretty good angle here. If Windle tries to rotate across, he'll know someone's there. If he slow peeks, Places might get the pick. Windle's looking the wrong way. Oh, Windle trying to jiggle here. Oh, he makes a cross. Places knows that there's someone at this door for sure. He knows he's on the right side, so if he tries to slow peek this again, Places will get the easy pick on him.
Argentino's position is watching the crack between the boxes, but it's rather interesting. Most players watch that crack much closer to those boxes, and he's kind of taking quite a bit of a step back to look at that.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be a pretty good play on his part, as Death might be focused on that position right behind the box.
Yep, now it's just down to Death. What is he gonna do? He's expecting a rotate from Places, but... oh, the timing! The timing on that! Right when Death looks away, Places gets the kill. Wow, Places with 4 kills!
This is very interesting to see the composure of LatinForce, even amongst 2 early losses.
Yeah.
They still confidently able to take control of the objective and prevent any. Spectre LC was unable to even enter the capping radius or even the room entirely.
Right, exactly. Now there's still hope for Spectre LC to save some MMR here. Right now the score is 9-5, LatinForce's favor. If Spectre LC gets 3 more points here, then, or even 4, it's possible they can get 4 here. They get a Marsoc, a Volk, and then a Cap. That puts them at 5. That would put them at a tie of 9-9. Now, if they get 3 points unanswered, then they go 9-8. On the other hand, if LatinForce wins the next 3 rounds unanswered, then their total score is going to be 12-5, and that's going to definitely hurt the MMR for Spectre LC, and they're likely going to take a challenge again this week against another team. We'll see who it is. Maybe they might go for some big fish, or they might go for something a little bit smaller just to kind of gain some MMR, easy MMR back as well. Round number 3.
I have to ask Fopinski,
yeah.
you know, how does this? Could you give a brief overview for those that might not understand this idea of MMR and why the point system might be has it even an effect when you know you might be considering, oh, it's just a win or loss type thing.
So MMR, for some who have heard of it, it's match make ranking, and what it does is it pretty much determines the skill of a team in comparison to other teams based off of the performance of their recent matches. And so based off of who you play against and how much you win by or how much you lose by, and where they, oh wow, what a headshot, and based off of where they fit in the standings as well will affect your MMR. So for example, if you're a really high ranked team and you lose against a low ranked team, and it was a very like upset match, like you lost by a lot, you're gonna drop a lot of MMR if you're that upper team, and you're gonna gain a lot of MMR if you're that lower ranked team. Now if it's a close match and you're playing against someone who's, you know, very similar MMR, there's not going to be a lot of gain or loss for either team, but there will be some on both respectively. So for example, right now Spectre LC did lose the first two matches or maps, but the reason why they're continuing to play the third map, even though it doesn't decide whether or not they win or lose, it does decide how much they win by or how much they lose by in MMR, which will overall affect the standings that they are for their region. The top 7 teams from their region get to automatically move on to the round robins at the end of the season in the playoffs. And if you do not make the top 7 in your region, you then have to play a Challenger Cup. That Challenger Cup pretty much is a big fight against all the teams that didn't make it, all for one spot in a tournament to fill the 8th position on that round robin. So MMR, as small as it might seem, it can affect a lot of things later on at the end of the season.
Now, you did say that it affects, you know, there can be upsets. I would kind of expect these upsets to happen closer to the beginning of the season when there's still kind of this shuffling of ranking. Is this a correct analysis? Do you typically see any upsets happening at the beginning?
I would say typically no. I would say you mostly see upsets towards the middle of the season. Typically when some teams have found the groove while others haven't. For example, I would say an upset was last season where it was Grimtide versus Animal House. Animal House was projected to win based off of connoisseur votes by a good margin. And Animal House won, or Animal House lost by quite a lot of points to Grimtide. And it was a big upset, but it was in the middle of the season. And I feel like part of that was mostly because Animal House had practically had a very poor groove going on in that season. I think this was season 15. I could be wrong. Could have been season 14, but I think it was season 15. But they didn't have a very good groove going. They weren't quite coordinated as a team yet. Meanwhile, Grimtide was like, you know, bumping on all cylinders. They were doing really well a couple weeks into the season. So I would say that's typically when most upsets are. You sometimes get an upset at the end of the season. I would say it's more common to see an upset at the end of the season rather than the beginning of a season. But it really depends on, you know, is everyone practicing a lot for this next season, or is everyone kind of similarly just like hopping in and they're going to warm up as the season goes on.
At the beginning of the season, do we see any weird matchmaking that happens? From my understanding with the matchmaking, it's oftentimes within your star, the bracket that you're within. If you're a Masters team, you're typically not going to get matched up with a Bronze. At the beginning of the season, is this kind of like out the window to some degree, or does it still kind of place generally Masters teams with higher level playing teams?
I would say it definitely still puts you around similarly ranked divisions as you are. For example, Spectre LC, even though being a bronze team, oh wow, look at that flash, does get access. Oh, is someone getting team killed? I don't know. Hold on. I gotta see what happens here from Argentino. Gets the kill, and just like that, it's a 2v2 with one far-off objective.
Way back.
Yeah, but he does get a kill, leaving it all up to Argentino. So, yeah, Spectre LC, even though they're a bronze team going against a diamond, they do have 4 players who came from diamond division teams. So they're hidden MMR right now that isn't public. Oh my goodness, what a kill from Argentino. 1v1. When did this happen? I feel like this whole round Spectre LC was in the lead on the kills.
More importantly, unfortunately, there's only 36 seconds, and I think a straight book is going to still yield almost no time to even cap.
Yeah.
John is in a really tucked-in position. I don't think there's any time for Argentino to do anything here.
Yeah, it's not looking great. Let's put some money on it. $50. No, I'm
Unfortunately,
kidding.
I am broke, and my wife would much rather have that $50 for food. Maybe next time.
Well, 8 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh man! Wow! So close. So close. Almost the clutch from Argentino, giving Spectre LC that round win. Now this is a very easy objective to defend. And I mean, Spectre LC played a little aggressive, maybe too aggressive after it came down to a 1v1, but still take the point after all. That was so close.
Surprised that Voyager was able to do his rotation and it pay off.
Did it though?
Especially how far the rotation took. He managed to just turn around and catch place. It was really just almost lucky timing. Place almost was to a point where had he had gotten a little bit further, he could have done some considerable damage to him.
I'd say more importantly, had Argentino been any closer to objective, even if place died, if Argentino was like already near objective, then he would have just pushed John and probably gone for the cap, and Voyager would have went too far. I mean, you never flank when there's only 2 other players up on your team, or even 3. You can only flank when there's still 5 players left on your team, if you're gonna go that wide. Now, if it's like a very short flank, like you can get back to objective in under 10-15 seconds, you know, no big deal. Go ahead. But you got to be really careful with that stuff because you are at risk for a cap.
Pretty quick rotation here. This spawn's much closer than the previous one.
Yeah. Spectre LC are definitely playing a lot better this map than the other 2 right now. This is their most consistent lead so far this series, being 2-1 right now.
And I have to say, at least from initial predictions, I really did think that LatinForce would kind of start to dominate, but I did kind of have a little worry that on a map like Snow Peak, the smaller areas, we might see Spectre LC dominate, and they kind of were able to take a role quick.
Menos uno, vienen, los otros vienen por la derecha. Clima, rezo.
Down goes one player from Spectre LC. LatinForce cannot get the confirm on the Dark Voyager. Resolution does pick off access denied. Death not in a great position either. He's gonna have to rotate back. It's now 5v3.
This res could definitely just end up in a really big bait.
Bro, what is?
Gonna have a really difficult time getting this without dying.
Why is John still prone? Wow.
Death picks up resolution.
Yeah.
No murió.
I'm shocked NPC John survived that, going prone in the open like that.
Window is trying to take and get this res for Voyager, but this is just an almost impossible res. And he's doing it entirely standing up as well. Almost testing to see if he'll get shot at.
I gotta see this. No, Places is peeking him. Goes for the kill. And he gets him.
Yeah,
wow.
I'm down to 2. I can't see him either.
And down
really
goes Window.
difficult position to go for a res, and he might have been better off
Yep.
essentially abandoning it altogether.
Yep. Too risky. I mean, if anything, put a smoke on it, but even then, he's just going to pre-fire through it. You might get lucky and get the revive. You might not, and then, you know, your teammate gets confirmed, but you'd probably still be alive.
Absolutely. Sometimes with those revives, you can just use it as information, and that person can kind of convey information, and then you're kind of still playing for that pick, and then if that pick happens, then it kind of opens up that opportunity.
Yeah.
He's kind of getting aggressive.
Yeah, John, all the way in the north at the hangar. I think he might have his good old SKS on him.
No, it actually seems like he has an MCX.
Oh.
Which is an interesting choice of weapon.
Place was on semi-auto by mistake. I could tell. Because he shot once, nothing came out. Or like one bullet came out and then like a long pause. And then he started shooting again. I could tell he did not mean to have on semi-auto. So 1v3 for Spectre LC here. All up to NPC John. Not sure what his plan is here. It's a very risky route to take. 3 minutes left on the clock as well.
I have to say, this objective is, in terms of defense, it can be very Volk heavy, and I'm surprised NPC John even decided to take this route with an MCX. It's such a, all the angles are such a, it's a long distance, and an MCX, I'm surprised that it's something you would have chosen.
Yeah, I mean, ACOG at least on a gun for one of your teammates is pretty much necessary for this objective. This objective and the one, the North Heli objective too, right where John is. I mean, that's also a very Volk-heavy objective, to say the least. Man, John loves to go prone. I don't know
really
why.
Does.
Like, he's
And
just
the
prone
interesting
across
thing
the map.
is, I'm wondering if he's gotten away with it many times, proning, and kind of gotten many kills doing it. But I just don't think it's a tactic that's going to work as you start to enter these the diamond tier and the master tier.
Yeah, I think Pantheon were the best at doing those prone strats, but I mean, even then, there was just some teams that it didn't work against, some that it worked fantastic, but it wasn't a very like universal thing. You couldn't just use it on every single team and expect the same outcome.
Generally, when crawling, your defender will see you first, and so you kind of have to think through how you're gonna, if you're gonna peek an angle crawling, how you're gonna have somewhat of an advantage doing it. And I'm not aware, maybe you are, if there is a method you can do while crawling to give you that advantage, but it just seems like if somebody's holding that angle, you're kind of asking to be shot first.
Yeah.
Before you can even peek and see them.
It's so inconsistent, mainly because you never really know where your legs are sticking out from too. Places with 8 kills and 2 deaths. Really popping off this map.
The next objective could be a very interesting objective for LatinForce.
Yeah, definitely one they could win, being the center objective right behind the Hesco wall. This is a pretty easy MARSOC objective to attack. A little difficult on Volk to defend. I will say that LatinForce are definitely one of those teams that are really strong at Volk rounds. I mean, I'd say it's rare when they lose a Volk round since I've been playing against them. So if they can get one MARSOC win before Spectre LC does, then they might as well lock in this map. That's probably their only one of their weaknesses that might hold them back on this map here. Hopping into round number 5, and we've got the hangar objective. Honestly, I love this objective for this or this spawn for this objective. It's such a powerful one. And resolution with the drone. Let's see who's a better pilot, me or the drone. What are you doing?
I'm wondering if we will see this objective kind of break that bulk trading that's happening currently.
Yeah. I think they might spot down the drone here. Oh, he's using the trees as camouflage. I like that. Place is gonna spot him. Yes, he does. Wow. I think the drone helped him out there. What a drone play. Look at this, MARSOC.
Their push is just straight on the south side, and
very
few are. We have one player kind of going a little bit towards the lake, but it seems like even then he's going to kind of stick to the middle of the map here.
Look at Wendell, really far away. He's going to have to start rotating here, which he does. I think he notices the smokes. Mexicano takes out NPC Johnson. Now it's a 5v3. Window does take out Place, which is one of the LatinForce's biggest shooters right now. Mexicano's pushing objective with the smoke. He's going to have to watch out for Dark Voyager. Oh, and he misses the shots. His gun was down, but Voyager is hurt. He's going to have to heal himself, I think. I mean, at least I saw like 3 shots going him. I don't know.
Do you think the cap attempt was a little premature there?
Yes.
They had those initial picks, and I think that maybe if they just slowed that down, it might have worked well.
Yeah, definitely premature.
I think it's definitely hard to assume that a group like even in this case Spectre is not going to have somebody watching that quick rotation on the cap.
Right. Ooh. Argentino heals himself, but it wasn't enough. And now it's all up to Resolution here in a 1v3. It was looking great for LatinForce for a second, but when they started pushing in for that objective all like one at a time, it wasn't enough. They needed the whole team with each other. Resolution might get the pick on a Window, but just Window rotates just in time to avoid the shots. But he's going to peek again. Is Resolution prepared for it? Does he have the right sight? Oh, and a good snapshot onto Window.
Fortunately, he's only down, and Window's going to be able to call out that he's not pushing through that same area.
Yeah, it is. It would be risky to call for the revive, but I think Death is going to possibly go for it. We'll see.
Definitely will be a risky revive. This could be the scenario if Resolution just makes this push, kills Voyager.
Yeah, Voyager should be low on health as well.
This timing could be good, but unfortunately Resolution I think is going to play a little too slow to take advantage of what's happening here.
I mean, he does have 3 minutes, but you're right. Not a lot of time.
And in fact,
he might get Death on the rotate.
He might be able to catch him. Yeah, this could be the first pick.
He does. Oh, he hits Voyager a little bit through the container.
Wow.
He has to revive. So now both players are low on health. Resolution, the only one with full health right now out of the 3 players.
If he could have got that pick, this could have been a cap opportunity.
Yeah, that would have been. I don't know. It'd be a little risky for him to go for it. I don't think he knows that Wendell got revived is the thing.
It is a fair point that he probably is under the assumption that Wendell is dead.
Yeah.
Bar rotation, taking advantage of the time, could choose to be a good decision here. I mean, Voyager is still hyper fixated on the same angle.
We'll see what happens here. 2 minutes left on the clock. 1v2 LatinForce with only 1 player left. Spectre
Which is
LC.
already kind of paranoid that rotation's happening.
Yeah, he does make a good rotate, but he's not watching the right angle. If Resolution is too loud, it will alert Voyager. Otherwise, he might get the first shot onto Voyager. And honestly, even if he does, Resolution might push in. Window might get the refrag on the rotate, but if Resolution knows Window's still alive, oh, does he spot him? He doesn't see him. Oh man, just look at your angles. Look to your left, and you look to your right.
Window's angle here. Is this the most appropriate angle to be watching with only 2 left?
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm watching Resolution right now as they are right next to each other.
There it is. This could be really quick. Window's rotating quickly.
No, yep.
And I don't think Resolution is going to be watching.
Yep, I knew it. I knew it.
Position ended up paying off really well.
I knew that was going to happen because I knew that Resolution did not know Wendell got revived, which also meant that once Wendell heard his teammate go down, Resolution wasn't going to push it, the objective afterwards. And Wendell's going to try to rotate back to save the cap, thinking someone's capping it, but instead he's going to see Resolution in the open, which is exactly what happened. And Spectre LC amazingly shut down that strong push from LatinForce. I mean, everything was going right on LatinForce's front in the beginning, and then it just crumbled when they went for that cap.
I think this is now, at least with this map, twice that the coordination has been just slightly off with LatinForce. And I think just a little bit better team coordination, especially as this group looks to look beyond this game and the rest of the season, working that team coordination and can, I think, really push them into the Masters level.
They were looking amazing on map 1, and map 2 they struggled, and then map 3, as we can see, they're still struggling a bit. like I said, they need a MARSOC round to really lock this in, and they've got to hope that that it's not the north objective on this next round, or this next map objective in case LatinForce win this. We did lose one player. We lost NPC John from Spectre LC. We'll see if they come back shortly. But until then, we're going to take a timeout. So we'll be right back in just a few minutes.
There's Taquito again, flying out, rifle in hand, catching 1, 2, 3. Oh no! Spectre is right on top, man. And there's a double kill that comes in from Cozy. Get to the EMP inside. Oh my God! No! That's 5, 4, 3.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, fast forward, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' as kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out to finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. There's Taquito again, flying out, rifle in hand, catching 1, 2, 3. Oh no! Spectre is right on top, man. And there's a double kill that comes in from Cozy. Get to the EMP inside. Oh my God! No! That's 5, 4, 3. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
All right, hopping into round number 6, we do have a substitute. NPC John is out of here. Boner Boy is now in for Spectre LC. And look at places with 9 kills and 3 deaths. Holy moly. Let's see how they defend this objective. See if we can push it to round number 7. Same Marsoc spawn though. Farm double hanger spawn.
We're seeing a little bit of a different defensive strategy.
Yeah, 2 pushing
They
into
have
the South
Blaze
Hill.
pushing pretty far north.
I do like
It
this
seems
defense.
It seems like Place has already pulled out the spawn.
What a play from Mexicano. Injured Boner Boy and down to Access. He's trying to get the final shot on the Boner Boy. Doesn't quite connect. Wendell has to revive himself and Access. Death with just a 1-tap headshot to Mexicano. Wow. And now we have an injured Spectre LC team in the south. Resolution, only one holding it. Guns down. Needs his gun up. And oh, that's a risky thing to peek there. Hold your line, Resolution, and get someone to back you up.
Peek it again.
Yeah. Oh, and he gets the kill into Access. He gets the double kill into this Dark Voyager. Cholino takes out Boner Boy and Death. A double kill from Cholino. So a double kill from Resolution, double kill from Cholino. All that's left is Wendell. Death is Resable though. And what is Wendell going to do? Is he going to get picked off by Resolution? Oh, and the timing.
Just barely missing him.
Wow. Resolution's going to follow through though and try to get this kill. Wendell's not prepared for it.
Very interesting play.
Wow.
There it is.
A triple from Resolution. What a play. And he had a grenade cooked. Resolution almost lost a life there if you walked any farther forward. 3-3. We're on round 7 now for map 3. And we're going to see, I mean, hey, at the end of the day, Spectre LC did get themselves to 7 points here. If they can get one more, at least they could say they kept this match close in this series, but we'll see what happens.
Is that this has been entirely Volk trading for some time now. Since in the first map.
If these patterns continue, then Spectre LC will win this map.
And with that being said, it seemed like, especially regarding that first map, maybe that there was some really critical decisions that was made on, or that were made on defense for the Spectre LC group. And maybe it's just that Quarantine wasn't exactly, maybe it's one of their worst maps. And LatinForce just happened to be able to choose a map that they didn't know as well. They were able to pull, in this case, LatinForce was able to pull not just one Marsoc, but 2.
Exactly. This is unfortunately not the objective that LatinForce was hoping for. This is the North Hangar helicopter objective right above the Ice Lake. Now they have to attack this if they want to take map 3. Lucky for Spectre LC, this is the exact objective that you want to be on to defend. So as we hop into round number 7, wish your team luck here on who you're rooting for. Honestly, both sides are going to need it. Maybe LatinForce a little bit more here.
Hey, wait, we're on Mars 3.
I think the big thing here is the decision making on where they place their defense.
I'm not pushing 1, 2, 3.
Sorry, I was focusing on this huddle group from Spectre LC.
Yeah. I also was equally focusing on it at the same time.
Were you asking me a question?
I think it's going to come down to kind of how this defensive group is played, where they place their players. If they really tuck themselves in, I think this is going to make it extremely difficult for LatinForce to be able to pull a win off.
You know, I think based off this defense, LatinForce might take it, especially if they take out Dark Voyager here. That's all they need. It's the only kill they need, and they might take this.
It is surprising to have Voyager this far up. I think Voyager is definitely and not to mention he's being extremely aggressive here. This is you're almost asking to get picked off at some point.
I mean, you do need someone in this area. The real question is Dark Voyager putting himself in the right spot? Is it going to pay off? Is he going to get one kill and die? I mean, if he gets one kill in trades, wasn't worth it, if you ask me. You need at least 2 kills or 1 kill and just make yourself known. You know, hold your position, stay alive, make them waste time trying to kill you. Resolution gets access.
Wow.
I think access was chilling on that back hill there. And
that was a cross map. That was a really long shot.
Dark Voyager gives himself away. Places, hears him. Utility coming out. It's a good smoke. Another smoke, not so good. They're both in the same spot. Dark Voyager starting to panic.
Panicking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, oh, and that flash comes out from Chelino. Now Dark Voyager's like, crap. I'm stuck between 2 different players coming at me. I don't know where to look. I don't know where to sit. Where to go.
You can see the composure just breaking down.
Yeah.
He has no clue on how to play that.
Exactly. You could tell he has not practiced that spot very much. I mean, if you had, you'd know exactly where to sit and what to do in every scenario that comes at you. The worst thing that would happen is if someone out-utilities you, like throws a grenade on your spot or something, or you just trade. That's how you know you've played your spot before and you're good at it.
That's a huge, both Access and Voyager, these are really big kills that they're getting here. And the positions that the rest of these guys are taking are very common positions, and with 5 up, I think that the LatinForce are going to be able to come in here and really dig them out of those meta positions they're in.
Yeah. Ooh, and if Boner Boy gets taken out through the door, oh no, getting too aggressive and too peaky, and now it's a 5v2. The light is at the end of the tunnel for LatinForce finally. And a good nade toss idea. Didn't quite probably land where they were hoping for. But a smoke on a decent line could have been better.
That would have landed just slightly shorter. They could have cut off Wendell's main angle.
C4 possibly from Wendell? No.
Now
Shots onto Wendell, yeah. Yep. Meanwhile, you got El Chelino and plays coming in. It's all up to Wendell here.
And Wendell is
Are we going to see a cap? Are we going to see a cap here? No. 4-3. LatinForce win all 3 maps. That is it. 12-7. LatinForce win against Spectre LC. Wow. Now, I will say Snow Peak was a lot closer than I was expecting. I thought LatinForce was going to probably blow out Spectre LC on that last map there. It was a good match. I think we got to see some strengths and some weaknesses from both sides. A little bit more weaknesses on LatinForce for Snow Peak. I mean, USS Quest, they were pretty close losses for them in that case. But what are some takeaways you have on this one, I Am Back?
I think the big takeaway is, especially for the Spectre LC group, is they obviously have a lot of potential, and more importantly, LatinForce may be kind of pushing themselves into a master tier team. We could see Spectre be at the diamond level currently, and they need to kind of work out some of those little issues they're having. I think a lot of it is that impatience we see, and more importantly, their defensive strategy at the beginning. If it's really sound, when we in quarantine, they were kind of, it seems like right off the bat, based on their positions, they kind of put themselves in a really difficult scenario. And so there's obviously some newer members on that team, kind of getting them worked in with the main group. I think that's kind of, they have a good outlook this season. And LatinForce, they still have a few things to work on, but overall, a very solid team. I think the main thing there is the coordination.
Yeah, and I think, honestly, coming from Spectre LC, one thing that they are probably going to have to focus on this season is getting Access and Dark Voyager up to pace with the rest of their team. I think they made some mistakes this match that might have cost them this series, but it's still a team game. You know, you can have two people holding you back, you can have one person holding you back. Doesn't matter how many people are holding you back, it's still a team effort, and unless everyone's on the same page, it's going to be a struggle to win those matches. Resolution, though, coming from Los Patrones, I mean, Resolution did phenomenal with LatinForce. I'm not sure, is this Resolution's first time playing with LatinForce? It is. This is their first season with LatinForce. So, you know, fantastic introduction for Resolution here, coming to LatinForce. So, well, you know, I like to thank our production team, our casters, our sponsors. This has been a fantastic match, and I hope that we'll have a little bit of a smoother start on map 1 from the production side here. Definitely my mistake entirely on that first map. I might as well break the news as what happened. I clicked start recording instead of start streaming for map 1. It happens. I mean, we'll work out those kinks. It's the first match, guys. Give me a break. All right. Thank you, I Am Back, for co-casting with me. You did a fantastic job. It's always nice having, you know, some more analytical commentating on this match. And we got some more matches coming up throughout the week. While we're talking right now, Grimtide was playing versus Guns N' Roses. Thursday, we have Wrecked versus Pantheon. That's going to be a pretty heavily, people want to watch that match. We'll see if we can get that casted. So, we'll see what else happens later on. Saturday, we've got Sunset Ravens, Mighty Owls, XCOM VR versus LRRP, Boss Games versus Boneyards. And I will update you on that Grimtide match. It did end. The final score was 12-2, Grimtide with the win. As well as Hell's Angels loses 2-12 versus General Electronics. Those are all the matches for the day. And this has been your first cast of the season. Thank you guys for watching, and have a fantastic rest of your week, and good luck out there.
Onward VRML is brought to you by Downpour Interactive, Helga, the esports manager. Thanks for watching VRML.